All right, guys, the weekly close is here, and I thought this was a great idea to jump in here and tell you all about time frames. Now, a lot of you don't understand the importance of time frames. I see it in the comments all the time. I see it on the daily updates, and it's very important that a higher time frame doesn't have to mean a weekly chart. A higher time frame can be a 30-minute or a 15-minute chart. All that matters is what is your strategy and how the time frames relate to each other. That is what I'm going to give you in this 5-minute update. I started the timer, so we make sure that it is. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe. I do daily updates every single day on the channel. I help you share my thoughts and how I trade. You can check that out. And then I do educational videos as well, so subscribe if you want to. Now let's jump in here. I have a new setup here, which is a little bit of a whiteboard. Let me know if you like this. But the basic idea here is the following. The most important things is understanding time frames. So when you go back here onto TradingView, you see this little line up here. You have daily, weekly, 12-hour, but if you click in here, you have different time frames, like a lot of different time frames, right? Now, the important part is that anything can be higher time frame. There are multiple time frames that I use, and the most relevant are the weekly times, the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame, the 1-hour time frame, the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and the 1-minute. These are all you need, in my opinion, to actually start trading. You use the higher time frame. These are the higher time frame, right? Higher time frame. Any of these can be higher time frames, and any of these can be lower time frames. What do I mean by that? If I take the higher time frames, I have to identify what trend I am using for this trade. If I'm using the weekly chart, that means I'm looking at the weekly price action and I'm making my trade based on the weekly price action. If a daily, same thing. If the 4-hour, same thing. But I only identify the trend. Now, what I use the lower time frame for is to identify the confirmation for my entry. What do I mean by this? I identify the higher time frame trend. Let's say it's on the, let's not take the weekly because it's too high, but let's go on to the daily chart. I say this seems like this is, I'm making it very simple, but you will be able to see it on the chart, especially on the daily. This is a very clear uptrending market. You have a higher high, higher low, and so forth. So all you need to do is, okay, where do I get in? The way to get in is to take the lower time frame confirmation comparatively to that, or in relation to that time frame. For the daily chart, the lower time frame is the 4-hour. For the weekly, it is the daily. For the 4-hour chart, I use the 15-minute as confirmation. I don't know what happened here, but it's the 15-minute as a confirmation. For the 1-hour, I use the 5-minute, and anything below, I use the 1-minute as confirmation. Okay? So now I go back here and I say, what is my daily trend, right? So let's say that you don't have a lot of time, you just want to trade. My daily trend is up. This is how it looks, right? So I can expect this to come back to 50%. If you watch my daily updates, you know this. If you don't, well, subscribe to the channel and check it out. We're going to put it up here somewhere. It's going to be showing like up here somewhere. But it comes back 50%, and I always say that's how I take my trade basically. It comes back 50, and I want a confirmation that it is going to go higher. Well, what I do is, if I trade this on the daily, when it comes back 50%, I'm gonna go down onto the 4-hour time frame and try to find a confirmation for entry. For me, again, I'm just gonna drop the 4-hour here as well. The same scenario, the same setup on the 4-hour would look something like this. Then there is a break here, a market structure shift, indicating that we're gonna go lower. I've dropped it. This is this. This little leg is this little leg, just so you understand. Then you have another up. Something like this. I have to draft it in the middle of the page, sorry. So it's something like this, right? Then it comes down, then it goes up, and then when it's coming down, all I want to do is trade with the higher time frame trend. Because I identify the higher time frame to be the daily, all I need to do is get in on the 50% when the daily retraces 50. Now I have two options. I either just get in here, stop loss down here, but my risk reward is not gonna be that good. Therefore, I use the lower time frame. In the case of the daily chart, I use the 4-hour chart to find a market structure shift, a higher high on the 4-hour chart. Once I know that the higher time frame trend is bullish, once I know that the higher time frame chart retraced to 50%, once I see that there is a 4-hour higher high after touching onto the 50%, I took a lower time frame confirmation, and then I can just get in, put my stop loss here, entry, and I can ride all this up with a tiny lower time frame confirmation. Now, very important, why do I say that it doesn't matter what you call higher time frame? Because I can be a scalper and I can look at a 4-hour chart and I can say this is the 4-hour trend, and I take confirmation on the 15-minute chart. The 4-hour trend is obviously up. So all I want to do, I go down to the 15-minute chart, and when this comes back 50, the 4-hour trend comes back 50, I'm going to look for a 15-minute market structure shift and do the same process. All I want you to remember is that every single trade you take has to be based on a higher time frame direction and the lower time frame confirmation. If you're trading the weekly chart, don't go down onto the 1-minute chart and try to find confirmation, because a lot of things can happen. So if you like this educational content, I literally just had this thought to put this out because the weekly closes around the corner. If you like this content, please let me know in the comment section so we can jump in here and do much more of these. I think I've been overthinking these tutorials, but I think it can be as easy as this. So if you like them, let me know in the comments, subscribe to the channel, come back for the daily updates. I'm going to be here from Monday to Friday every single week, giving you all the thoughts, the trades that I take. Yeah, check it out. It's here. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.